Hello everybody, my name is Isaac Rodriguez. I'm with Glendale Parade Store, and today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble an NGA kit into an NGA rifle. Here at Glendale Parade Store, we offer a wide variety of rifles, and one of them being a NGA kit into an NGA rifle. NGA stands for DrillAmerica America. They are the company that provides these beautiful color stocks. So any of these color stocks you see, DrillAmerica America provides these. Glendale has partnered with them. So we have made a parts kit that you can put into an NGA stock, and today I will be showing you guys exactly how to do that from the ground up. If you are to order an NGA kit, you will get everything over here, not including the tools obviously, or the NGA stock. If this is a little bit too much for you, in the description we will have links to our pre-built rifles, a pre-built black and gold NGA as well. But let's get straight into the video, and we will go ahead and start building this rifle. So what I like to do is I like to start with the receiver and barrel. So if you look right here, there are two sides of the hole. One side is a little bit more tapered and divoted into it, and that's the side that we can align with the hole. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky, but want to make sure it's aligned. And I like to use a mallet or a hammer to go ahead and hammer it into the side of it. Just slightly tap it in though, get it inside. Not quite aligned yet. Once it's aligned, you can see through the hole, and we have a pin for it. And same with the pin. There is a tapered side and a flattened side. We want to use the tapered side for the pin. Get kind of set in there. There we go. It should kind of feel smooth going in. It'll be rough for a second, but once it gets through that hole, you'll see it through both sides of the receiver. From here, let's go ahead and put the trigger guard in. Now, it can be a bit tricky because these NGA rifles are actually built for demilitarized rifles. But like I said, here at Glendale, we have made an NGA kit. So not all the time how that went in easy, not all the time will it go in smoothly, because whenever the stocks are made, the trigger plate isn't always there. And when it gets heated, it kind of shrinks. So this side is a little bit sticking out. So I'll use the rubber mallet to kind of center it into place. There we go. Now that that's in there, it might slowly start to pop out. So you want some pressure on it to make sure it doesn't come out as much. And here, not everyone uses them, but our NGA kits are included with weights to make it meet the standard weight requirement. So we'll add these to this inside the trigger guard area. Just like so. Now we're going to go ahead and add in the receiver and barrel. It's a bit tricky though, so usually having your mom and dad help you is always fun. Let's go ahead and add this to it. There we go. One came out, but that's okay. Always want to make sure the ring is properly aligned. Getting the weights in there can be a bit tricky too. So now that this is here, we're going to go ahead and use the two trigger plate screws. If you notice, one is shorter and one is longer. The longer one will go in the back end. The shorter one will go in the front end. And sometimes you can feel it catch with your fingers rather than using tools. Get it started. We'll get this one going as well. And again, this is popping out slightly, but that's okay. I have a drill with me, but any Allen key will also work. Let's go ahead and get this in here. You can sometimes feel it start to catch and tighten. And once it's in there, you don't want to tighten it too tight, because then the parts start to bulge out. But right now, everything is secure as far as these two screws go. So next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put the spring in. Spring will go in through the back end of the receiver. Now, because the weights are in there, it'll be a bit tricky, but it's okay. So I like to turn this upside down and push the bolt further back, the spring. Let's see if this will go in. The weights are in the way, and that's all right. Let's see if we can maneuver this. Okay. the spring out. Let's go ahead and push this weight that's causing us some trouble back into the trigger guard area. There we go. Kind of shake it a little bit, get the weight into place. Now, we can go ahead and slide this spring all the way back in. There we go. Next, the bolt handle can go smoothly into place. We have a tinier screw for the bolt stop screw. This one's not too rough. You can usually do this with your fingers as well. Get that tightened up. And sometimes it doesn't hurt just to use the drill to make sure it is secure. And here we go. Now the next step is commonly misunderstood. So there is a pin right here that goes on the receiver. Now with an NGA stock, you don't have to shave anything. This will fit perfectly in there, just like so. So the pin is not going to affect your handguard that much. It might look weird at first, but I like to angle it inwards and then slide it into place. Let's see. There we go. Next thing we're going to do, we have the mid swivel band. Let's slide it over first. There's a few different ways. Some people like to make this first and then put it on the rifle, but sometimes that can damage the stock. So what I will do is I will go ahead and slide the swivel on first, and then we're going to put this through here, just like so. Let's change out our drill head. Any regular screwdriver or any Phillips head will also work for this. I just have a drill here, accessible to me. Let's see. Can be a bit tight, so like I said, so let's move it up a bit. Okay, we're gonna do this. Go ahead and get it on this side. And then just, there we go. Not too tight because we still want to slide it down. Let's see, it's going down a little bit. Let's unscrew it. Just a tad bit, enough to where it's still threaded through. Let's see if that's not working too well. The mallet will get it. Let's do a little more unscrewing. Just a bit more. Let's see. There we go. Almost there. Okay. The handguard may have popped out, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and do the upper band next. Get this a bit further here. There we go. Your second screw. This one again, you can almost tighten with your fingers, but it's not going to hurt to have a drill. There we go. Let's go ahead and go with the, it's not really a bayonet lug, it's more of an upper band because ours won't fit a bayonet. Slightly tap it over with a mallet. There we go. Same thing with the pin. Tapered side, flat side. Tapered side will make this go in fairly smoothly. We're going to use the hammer. Smooth just like that. And the last two things we have to go are going to be the bottom swivel and the butt plate. And then we are just about done. Now again, some people build them in different ways. So sometimes people like to go with the trigger plate first or the butt plate first, but me personally, I do it this way. So let's go ahead and get this going. This one can be a bit difficult. Okay, we have this, just like so. Sometimes it falls out, so don't forget to ask your mom or dad for help. Definitely would not hurt to ask. Here we go. I like to do one screw, get this one tight, and then the second screw, flip this over. This one you can tighten slowly with your fingers, and to finish this off. And that is the bottom swivel for the sling. Now, all we have left to do is the butt plate. Now, for some of you that don't know, for our NGA stocks, we have a specific NGA butt plate, which has a smaller hole compared to our DrillAmerica butt plates, which have a bigger hole for the screw. So just keep that in mind if you're reordering some parts. Let's go ahead and put this smaller screw in like so. Fun fact, this same screw is the exact same screw we use for the bottom swivel. So if you ever lose one, it's the same screw. Let's go ahead and put this one in here. Slightly tighten it with your fingers to get it set in place. Use our drill. Don't want it too tight, because if it gets too tight, the butt plate will start to lift up. So it's slightly lifted. Let's unscrew it just a tad. Now we have the last one. We're going to screw this in just to get it set in place. And it's going in fairly easily. Let's go ahead and use this drill. Make sure it's in there. Be careful with stripping the screw, you don't want that to happen. Let's go ahead and use a better head. You want a bit of a bigger Phillips head for the butt plate screw so you're not stripping it. Let's try this one. We're almost done. And from here, it is done.